Hi everyone, how are you doing today? As I promised last week, today's video is all going to be about culture. And so, as I posed the question last week, thank you for everyone that has answered to me. This is the question of the day. What is culture? A lot of people have talked to me about norms. They have talked to me about way things are done or expectations we have from other people. All of these answers are absolutely correct. However, I want to give you today the answer of a person that has definitely set the stage about culture and cultural understanding. It was a social psychologist. His name was Gert Hofstede. And he's kind of like the founding father of cultural, intercultural awareness and development. Okay. And so Gert Hofstede gave this definition. Culture is the programming of the mind that differentiate people ones from the others, right? So cultural programming, the reality is that we have all grown up being programmed by the culture we have been immersed into, right? And so another way to think about this is basically like saying that we all have colored lenses, glasses, kind of from the moment in which we were born, let's say, right? That makes us look at the world in a certain way. So if I have green shades, right, of course, I will tend to look at the world as green. While if I wear pink shades, of course, the world will look very, very differently for me, right? Why am I sharing this with you? Because it's super important to realize that we all wear these glasses. And so the way we see the world is by definition different from the way someone from an outer group, a different group, sees the world, right? Our view of the world are by definition different. And so our feelings and our actions and the words we choose to say something and all that will by definition be different because we've been programmed differently and we wear different shades. Okay. Why am I sharing with all of you this? Because it's not only culture. Often is definitely one of the elements of culture is our national culture, right? So I was born Italian, and because of that, I grew up in a certain environment and with a certain culture, right? But there are a lot of different factors that still impact my culture versus the ones of all the other Italians, for example. First off, I would say that because I've been living in the United States for almost a dozen years, I have already changed my culture because now I have a different blend of Italian and American culture in the way I approach and see the world, right? But even without that experience, my gender creates part of my culture. My profession, I've studied as an engineer, right? And I grew in the corporate ladder to the level of executive. All of these experiences have shaped my culture in a way that is very different from, I don't know, an Italian teacher, for example, or an Italian doctor, right? So that also plays a role. There are a lot of different elements that contribute to create our own culture, to the point that even if there is a national culture, that is not necessarily true that everyone fits exactly at the same exactly in the same way, right? But yes, definitely the country we were born and raised, it does play a role in creating our own culture. What do you think about this definition of culture? And now that you know that you have this programming, let me pose you this question. knowing that, how will it change the way we look at the interaction we have with other people and people from different countries and people that have a different culture from you? How would you change your approach, or how would you be more aware of the fact that they have a different culture from you? I am eager to hear from you what you think. I am Simona Pappalardo, and I'm a coach who helps global leaders and expats become culturally competent and fully engaged so that they can authentically engage with their teams and confidently build success in their careers. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.